students, myself Dr. Yogesh Kumar. Today I will just cover the topic that is the bipolar junction transistor. In short, it is called BJT. Let's have the introduction. After having a good knowledge on the working of the diode, which is the single pin junction, let's just try to connect two pin junction diode, which makes a new component is called a transistor. The transistor is a three-terminal semiconductor device that regulates current or voltage flow at the switch or gate for the signals. Now, in the previous video, I just gave the idea about what is diode, how you can make the diode, means PN junction diode. Now we have to connect two PN junction diode and to make it transistor. PN junction diode is a two-terminal device that is anode and cathode. The transistor is a three-terminal device. It is emitter, base, and collector. And later on, I will tell you what is the emitter, the base, what is the collector. So, but why do you need the transistor? What is the necessity to make the transistor type component or the device? Suppose that you have a receiver which grabs the signal you want. The received signal which obviously will be due to the disturbances which you face during this journey. Now, if the signal is read as it is, you cannot get the full output. Hence, we need to amplify the signal amplification, means increase the volume of frequency and increase the signal strength. Means suppose we are hearing a song through a transistor, but its voice is so low that we want a loud voice. So for that we do the amplification of the signal. Amplification means we have to increase the strength of the big signal. The strength of the signal means that we have to increase its amplitude, and that is done by the component that is a transistor. So transistor is a very important component nowadays that will increase the work of the voice. Now, as I told you, it is a three-terminal device made from different semiconductor metals that can actually either insulator or a conductor by the application of a small signal voltage. Bipolar transistors have the ability to operate within three different regions. One is the active region, one is the saturation region, one is the cutoff region. Let's have a look what is the active region. The transistor operates in the amplifier, and that is the collector current must be equal to current amplification gain, that is beta into base current. Saturation means the transistor is fully on, operating a switch, and IC, that the collector current is in the saturation stage. Cutoff region is something where the transistor is fully off, operate the switch, and there is no any amount of current. There are two basic types of bipolar junction transistor. One is the NPN and there is the PNP transistor. This basically describes the physical arrangement of P or N type semiconductor from the they are made. Now let's have a look how we make the construction details of a transistor. The transistor is a three-terminal solid phase device which is formed by connecting two diodes back to back. Hence it is called a two-pin junction. Suppose we are having the one N-type material, one is the P-type material. Then we have to connect one other type of material. So in this version we are getting an NPN transistor. If having the P-type material left hand side and having the N-type material nearby, that is the one pin junction diode, then we have to connect one other P-type semiconductor that's opposite of this. So in this version we are getting another type of transistor, that is the PNP transistor. So in this version we are getting a two type of transistor. One is the NPN and one is the PNP transistor. Now here is some original photograph of a transistor you can purchase from the market. Here you can see with the three legs. It is the three-terminal device. That's it. It is showing the three legs. So in this session we got the idea how we construct a PN junction diode, either NPN or PNP transistor. Now, already told you there is a three-terminal device. It is called the emitter, base, and the collector. So there, have a look what is the basic function of emitter, why its name is given the emitter, or why its name is the base as well as the collector. So we consider the three terminals drawn from the transistor. We get emitter, base, and collector terminals. They have their function as well discussed. Now was the emitter. The left hand side of the above shown structure is the emitter. Emitter means that emits the charge current towards the next terminal, that is the base. This is a moderate in size and heavily tall, and its main function to supply a number of the negative carrier, that is either electron and the pulse, depending upon either NPN or PNP. If you are having the NPN, Then it will transfer the electron towards the base. If the PNP, then it will transfer the holes towards the base. As this emits electron, it is called an emitter. It is simply indicated with the letter capital E. Now what is the base? Base is always lies in between the emitter and the third terminal is the collector. The middle material in our figure is the base. It is thin and lightly topped. The main function is to pass the negativity charges from emitter and that is coming from the emitter and then passing towards the collector is indicated by the letter base. And third terminal is nothing but the collector. The right side method in our figure is called storage collector. Its name implies the function of collecting the charge cables that are coming from the emitter by the base. It is a bigger size in the and the emitter the base and the moderately top is indicated by the FSC. Now here you can see the symbol of PNP repeat transistor. It is the emitter, this is the collector, the base, and one arrow indicates the both NPN or PNP. In NPN the arrow is outward, but in PNP arrow is the inward. And what is the significance of this arrow? That is the what symbolic representation of this arrow is nothing but the indicating the flow of current. So the arrow head is the bigger emitter of a transistor. Now here you can see the PNP transistor configuration, and that is the emitter, there is a base, there is a collector, and the same is the emitter, base and collector. And here you can see in PNP means I already told you that is a combination of the two PN junction diode, both are connected back to back. In this it is connected in this fashion in the PNP, and the NPN is connected back to back in this fashion. Now this is circuit representation symbols for this NPN and both PNP and NPN circuits. Now let's have the concept of the operation of the PNP and NPN transistor. The operation of PNP transistor can be explained by having a look at the following figure, which is emitter base junction, forward bias, and the collector base junction. Means whatever we are having the type of transistor, either PNP or NPN, whatever in the means we have to make input side as a forward bias and output side as a reverse bias for the proper functioning of the diode means a transistor that is working in the active phase. Now this is the P, if you want to make the forward bias, then P must be connected to the positive terminal battery, and in this it is a reverse bias, so P must be connected to the negative terminal battery. So in this fashion we have to make the forward bias and the reverse bias. Now with this positive terminal of battery is the negative charge carriers in the P is the holes, so will move towards means repulse from this battery terminal and move towards the base. So if the hose is moving right hand side, then definitely this emitter current is moving in the same direction. That is the moving along the hose. Now approx 3 to 5% will make the charge carriers with the base current that is moving downward, and then rest 95 to 90% will reach the collector region and it will make the collector current that is moving down. And so these both IB and IC is combined to join together and then move this towards the smoker IE. So you can say it is called the law that is I must be compared with the IB and IC. So we can say the voltage VE provides the positive potential at the emitter which repels the holes in the P battery, and these holes provide the emitter base junction to reach the base that I already told you. This requires very low combination of this constitute the base current and rest of 95% will constitute the collector that I already told you. Now let's look operation of the NPN transistor. It is similar to the PNP transistor. The operation of the NPN transistor can be explained by having a look at the following figure in which emitter base junction is the forward bias and the collector base junction is the reverse bias. Now this is the N region, this is the P region, and this is the N region. Now we have to make this a forward bias. So N must be connected to the negative terminal of battery, and here N is connected to the positive terminal of battery. So in this fashion, it is make the forward bias and increase the reverse bias. Now due to the repulsion of this battery, because negative charge carriers in the N is electrons, so electron will repel from this battery terminal and move towards the base. And when electron is moving to the right hand side, definitely we will get the current opposite the flow of electrons. So I will move in this direction. And the charge that coming from the emitter will reach in the base region, and we know that base is very light dropping and very small in area, so very few electron or charge carrier will take the repulsion will take place. That about 3 to 5% will make the base going up. The direction of the base is the going upward, and rest 95 to 98% will reach in the collector region. So it is a large area. That's why it's going to all the charge carriers and make the collector current that move in this direction. So here we can say the I is moving in this direction, and this point will reach split into two currents, one is the IB and one the IC. So in this fashion we can constitute the current IB and IC. So here we can say I is nothing but the combination of the IB and IC. In this fashion we get the operation of IB transistor. So finally we can say the voltage VE provides, that is a VE negative potential of the emitter, which supplies electrons in the, and this is the base region, and this electron cross the base metal junction, which is the base region from the collector region. This provides very low current respect to the base current IB. The remaining will move to the collector base region, and this region to the current IC. So finally we can say what advantage of this such component, that is so called the transistor or dipole junction transistor. There are many advantages of the transistor, such as high voltage gain, low supply voltage is sufficient, more suitable for low power applications, smaller and lighter in weight, mechanically stronger than vacuum tubes. Just I want to tell you one thing, that it replaced the vacuum tube that is one in the 1951 in the Bell Lab, USA. So no external heating required either like vacuum tubes. Very suitable to the aggregate with resistor and the diode to produce IC. So there are some advantages over the vacuum tubes. That's it. So finally, thank you to all watching this video. In this video, I have covered the basic information about the transistor, the construction of a transistor, the types of transistor, their symbol, the working of NPN, PNP transistor, and their advantages of the transistor. So thank you so much.